some people definitely do anything for clout. Things were revealed tonight by TK, and it's definitely appearing that this is not Joy's Patreon page or her Instagram page. We had a lot of questions and things was answered tonight. I'm going to give my commentary on all of this, but before we do, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Team Honeys and Team King and Always, we are back with this video. So remember, I was telling y'all I felt like something was just definitely off in the sauce with this whole situation, especially regarding Joy in this Instagram page and this Patreon page. The first thing that stuck out to me was that if a person been in seclusion for 4 years, why would they then get up on social media and know about a Patreon account? Typically, people who know about Patreon accounts are like people that do YouTube or like social media, and maybe like the platform that they're on, may not support, ad-wise the content that they putting out, so they jump over on Patreon. Then it was just mad weird on the Patreon. So you talking about a person that been in seclusion for 4 years, and then they know how to put money, different tiers. And it was so crazy because it had 3 different tiers on the Patreon and not offering 3 different services. It was like the same little letter or whatever the people wrote. But it was interesting because TK tonight revealed a lot of good points, because a lot of people was looking at a lot of stuff. I feel Joy's family, they was looking at them a little sideways. Due to certain, activities and behavior that the family exhibits sometimes. And one thing I noticed that I kind of felt like something was off in the sauce is you got a page that is, supposedly supposed to be your daughter, and this is a person that is appearing to bare their soul and grieving and appearing to be telling things that happened to them. This thing is the biggest mainstream media story, because like I've been saying, Joy is the last of the Mohicans. She the last girlfriend standing that is with Kay, and everybody wants her story. Every media outlet wants to hear from this girl. This girl instantly, if she really wanted to talk about a situation, would instantly be a millionaire the first time she talk about something, if she if things is brokered in the right way. So it was very interesting, like during the time that this big media story was trending, you got people promoting singles, jingles. You got people I feel like temperature checks was done to kind of see what the climate was. People, I feel like, do that when they're trying to see, how maybe the public feel. They do a temperature check. And I feel like all this was happening while this page, who was supposedly supposed to be these people's daughter, was going on. And it just was like, what is going on with that? Like, wouldn't you be doing a press release? And then we did get a press release, but we got an odd press release from their counsel. And normally they're always all over the media, doing press releases. You don't do a press release about your daughter telling her story, supposedly. That would be the time to do a press release, right? So all of this stuff made me have questions. And then again, like, we don't know if this is these people that put this page out there about their daughter, but it certainly would be unfortunate if they tried to use their daughter's story to get a coin. Okay, it would be unfortunate. Now, we don't know if that's what they did, but it seemed a little just odd that this page appeared. Then a Patreon is a subscription service. That would mean like, you know, you want your, you know, a little bit of money coming in month to month or whatever, because you have people giving to that. A person that have a story, they don't have to do that. Like, they could instantly go to her being her. They could instantly go to whatever media outlet and be a millionaire like that. Book deals, all kind of stuff. So this to me seemed like it was a person who was not the individual whose story it was to tell, because we didn't get any videos or audios. Then it was a lot of semantics going on with the wordplay of everything. Like, this is my story. And, you know, for those of you who are wondering what semantics are, it's a branch of linguistics and logic concerned with meaning. So you gotta pay attention to, you know, the wording of certain things or how people word certain sentences sometimes, because that's very telling in itself too. You know, I looked at that post that was on the supposed Joy Instagram page, and you just saw like the ground, like, oh, New York the next day. And then y'all was sending me like the story that was put up about like the New York Tower, and it was like the view, and it was like good morning. And all I could think about, like, honestly, like when I saw good morning dropping at 10, I immediately thought of Good Morning America, like, or Good Morning New York. You feel me? Like, I was saying that on my last video. And it was just mad interesting because TK, when she was giving her commentary on everything, she showed like the news clip of Joy's family on the news in New York City. So it definitely it definitely raised a lot of questions that I know that the public is gonna have a lot of suspicion about, you know, what's going on. Because if I'm looking at things right, and I'm looking at things clearly, you got one daughter that basically, from when TK played the audio from TS in them or whatever, like basically from TS, he was like, I'm gonna get my millions and he gonna have like a wife for life. And he was referring to K. So to me, that's telling. Like, I feel like from that you can infer like a lot of things, or you could kind of come up with your, you know, your opinion in your mind. Like, well, what do you mean that you're gonna make millions? Because to me, in my mind, is that, you know, you saying that you're gonna make millions off your daughter's trauma or her pain. Like, that seems a little odd to me. And then whoever is on the line with him from the recording that TK played is like, yo, you know, your daughter needs you. Now, TK has said before that she felt like the way that they was going about things with, you know, trying to get their daughter back was a little extreme, and that's probably why she, you know, wasn't gonna come back due to stuff like that intervention video and other stuff. And I always kind of felt too like this is probably why the girl don't want to, you know, if she don't want to deal with them, why she wouldn't want to deal with them. Because if you got people trying to profit, now I'm not saying that that's what they doing, but it's just not looking right. If you got people trying to profit off of your pain, like, just think about the position that this girl is in, yo. In a relationship with a person like a K, okay, he got what he got going on, right? And then it's like something is, you know, he has to end up going away. So it's not even like they really broke up in their relationship. And you know, when girls or anybody go through like a breakup, but this is really not a breakup, he had to go by, you know, basically they made him go because of things that he got to answer for. But think about that. Like, the first thing that you're not thinking about, you're not thinking about no cameras in your face. You're not thinking about talking to anybody. You're going through, when you lose somebody that you love in a relationship, you're going through like a phase where you might even be grieving that relationship, because things that you know it to be in your relationship is not the same anymore. Then it's just like, if you feel like you have a fame, you know, hungry family, man, you're gonna be looking like, what? And I'm just looking like, when I seen that single that was being promoted, it seemed to be via, I guess it was the middle daughter's single or whatever, I don't know. But it seemed like they marketing her like an Insta model or whatever, that you could tell from the the clothes and the hair and the type of nails and stuff that she wear, that's what they're marketing her to be. And then too, I just can't imagine that you would even want any of your children to get involved with anything industry related, anything music related after this whole situation with Kay. Like, I'm just like, I was baffled. And then too, on that post also, when I read that y'all seen, when y'all sent me the story of the view of New York from the tower, and it was like good morning, I just kept thinking about how old boy be on his live like good morning, like a preacher. Like, that's how I thought about it. So I don't know, like, I feel like TK provided a lot of things for us to think about. You feel me? Like, them recordings, a recording is a recording. Like, you ain't finna, like I said plenty of times, if you say something and we hear it out your mouth, that's all I need to hear. You feel me? That is all I need to hear. You had him on that recording saying, when I'm referring to TS, on that recording saying, I'm gonna get my millions. And should that be your mindset in a situation as blanked up as this? I'm asking y'all, like, should that be a mindset of a parent in a situation that's as, I would say, tragic as this? Like, this is like what nobody would want for their daughter or son. You feel me? So this is definitely, I'm telling y'all, I felt in my spirit that something was off in the sauce with this. And then when TK had showed the other Instagram account where it showed her name as JOI and not like the other way, because I noticed that even the other sister, like how she spelled her name for short, it end with an I. So on a personal type of page, the type of people that they're going to be following friends and stuff like that, and not just celebrities. And I noticed it was odd also that it was like a public figure page. Like, the last thing somebody is thinking about in a situation like this is being a public figure. Like, of course, after a while, you're going to want verification, and you got to get verified, because people will try to do stuff like this and make pages. And it was also interesting that TK was like, that the girl's SoundCloud got access. And that was telling, because you get into somebody's not SoundCloud, Lord's iCloud. You get into somebody's iCloud, if you got, Apple technology, you can get into a lot of stuff, because it's a lot of storage stuff on there for you to be able to get into stuff. I meant to say iCloud, y'all. Excuse me, not SoundCloud. Lords. Oh, forgive me, y'all. Y'all know I'm getting over my cold or whatever, but you can get into a lot of people's information. That's why, like, when celebrities be saying that they phone got access to whatever, it's always something related to their SoundCloud or whatever with Apple. So that is, possible. Maybe that could have been an account that the girl could have had. Who knows? Or maybe that could have is an account that could have been made. Who knows? But I'm definitely happy that it kind of was confirmed that this probably is not that girl. Like, I'm thinking it's not that girl, because TK was saying that she gonna put out a statement from the girl, or basically the girl gonna put out a statement, or she gonna put out a statement from Joy. Because honestly, if the public was given to that and it's a misrepresentation of things, that's definitely some like fraudy type behavior there. You saying this is my story and it's not necessarily this person, then you misrepresenting things, and people is, they want to rally and support behind this girl, and they thinking they giving to this girl, and meanwhile in between time, this ain't even her. This is wild to me, and I feel like that's wrong. And if that's what was going down, to where people was maybe trying to use their daughter to come up, that's wrong. Like, I don't care how, tough of a time or, your situation could be. Honestly, the Most High God said you ask and you should receive. If they would have said, hey, we hard up for times, we going through a situation because, we trying to get our daughter home with us. You know what I mean? We have to, do what we could do, and we have to be available to travel so that we could try to, help her the best way we can. But if they would have said that, I'm sure people would have, gave from the kindness of their heart. But if you, which I'm not saying that, they behind this page or that they did this, but I'm saying, like, if that's the case, that would be horrible, yo. That would just be so disgusting if that's what's going on. Because we really don't know who's running this page or this Patreon, but we definitely know it's not Joy at this point in time. But I'm just saying, like, it would be real messed up. And then another thing that was just odd to me, I don't know if y'all noticed, like, since when do the daughter do, a press release for the fam? The person that always do the press release for the fam is Tim and the wife. They always do the press release. So it was just very odd that she made a statement and things was just quieter than a church mouse, on their end, because normally when stuff like this happen, they're always doing press releases. They're in front of the camera answering, questions and trying to, answer the public or whatever. Not this time. Everything was quiet. And typically, I don't know, so all y'all parents out there, y'all might notice when things is quiet and people ain't saying nothing, that's when you need to look, because typically if your child is doing something at home, things get quiet. That's when you gotta go look at stuff about what's going on. And I'm telling you, things was just oddly quiet, and this was the biggest trending story in the media. You mean to tell me a big press conference wasn't done, and all this time they always in the press, and then the daughter get on, and then it's just like, I don't know, it was kind of very vague, and we just as clueless as everybody else. So it kind of was like very vague. It was very like stuttery. And if you was looking at the body language, I just don't know. It just seemed like something was off. Like I said, that single was being promoted with the other girl music, and I don't understand why you would even want your other child to have anything to do with music when that you might as well throw the whole I would say industry away, because Kay is not the only type of person. He's one of many people that probably is doing stuff like that. We hear stories like this all the time about, actors and models and singers and stuff going through this type of stuff. So, a lot of people have been vocal about this sort of stuff happening. Like Cardi has shed light on, what the young video models and stuff go through and stuff like that. It's been a lot. It's been mad people that have been talking about the stuff that happens when young women have aspirations and young men have aspirations for entertainment. And I think that a lot of parents need to stop focusing on trying to make their child a star, because stars fall from grace. They only, they light only burn for like 15 minutes and burns out and falls. That's why you had those stars that fall. But anyway, it was just, honey, that audio was enough for me. And we've been saying, y'all, on this channel, that it's a lot of people, honey. Like, I've been side-eyeing a lot of activity, and that was enough for me to be like, I'd rather that girl, honey, be off on her own, getting counseling, and just living her life. Because if this is what's going on, you putting out singles for the other daughter, all of this, rigmarole and drama that be happening online that you be seeing with some of these families and stuff like that, and all of this. And it's been people that been trying to say this for a while, and just now we seen it. Like, TK played the audio, and now we seen it. Like, she mentioned a lot, like how people was recorded and all kind of stuff. So I definitely feel like the public is definitely giving this whole situation a side eye now. I don't know, and we don't know if that's them people behind that page and that Patreon, but we know it's not Joy. Like, and that's all I'm happy about, because now the public know, and these people cannot continue to or whoever's running the page, let's say, cannot continue to try to finesse people out of money. And it's sad, because when they wrote it, it was like, whoever wrote the post, "This is my story," that's that girl right to tell her story. And then when I was listening to the audio that TK played of CS, he was like, "I'm gonna make my millions." Like, what millions are you gonna make? Like, honestly, family members of the people, they don't have a story to tell. The person who experienced it is the person who overcame and who went through it, who has a story to tell. Right now, if you think about it, like, let's just be real for a second, right? Let's be real for a second. Do anybody really want to hear what these people have to say? You feel what I'm saying? Other people that is maybe older people that was in the dock, people don't really want to hear from them right now. I'm not, no shade, but they don't really want to hear from them right now. The two people that they're interested in hearing from is definitely and they're definitely going to hear from Joy, because she's the last girlfriend there. You feel what I'm saying? They don't really, I'm not trying to say like this is no shade, but they don't really care about the family members of the people. They care about hearing the testimonial from the people who actually experienced it, right? So if you notice, even in the whole series, they had to keep talking about Aaliyah and putting like relevant, like, I'm not trying to, this is no shade, they had to put like relevant people in it to make people want to listen and care. And I at first I was like, well, why do they keep on bringing up Aaliyah? Like, everybody always wants to bring up Aaliyah, like, and I'm like, why is everybody doing that? Like, leave her legacy alone, leave her stuff alone. But now I realize, like, it's because the media is only giving the highest ticket to the person with the highest relevance and the highest story to tell. Well, these people, like these parents and families, they've told their story all over the media. Some of these parents have even told their daughter's story before they could tell their story. So it's kind of like these people is going around doing interviews acting like they're celebs and acting like people really kind of like care about their story. The people are concerned about the people who, in which I would say the trauma happened to. You get what I'm saying? And it's just sad that somebody would try to claim this girl's story as their own just to make a coin. Like, that's so. And I just was surprised that nobody was like, yo, this is not verified. The person ain't showed no face, ain't get up in front of no camera, ain't do no voice call, nothing. Ain't do no little what is it, FaceTime video or none of that. Like, none of that was done, and people just was all with these details. Oh, it gotta be her, they sound so real. And none of the details in, I say, or on the Patreon were new details. It could have been anything that anybody could have heard while this whole case was being reported. Like, the stuff that they was talking about, that's stuff that I see subscribers and people saying all the time about these girls and these women that was involved with K. So I even seen on what is it, TMZ, that Lisa was saying that she was looking at that mess and was like, some of them details were so crazily off that they just knew that it wasn't real. So it's just, I mean, it shows that the community has a lot of work to work on, because you can't just believe something and give to something and a person don't show you no proof about something. Like, and that's what I'm nervous about, because it's like you just gave to a blank page, no contact info, no picture, no video, no audio, no up-to-date photos. Like, it was even more, it was very interesting too, because it was bloggers pulling up them pictures that was on the supposed IG page, And come to find out, some of them pictures was from like 2016, 2017. So to me, it was like, it was a lot of clues that, you know, to me, it just was not that girl. And now I'm happy that TK put it out there that it's not the girl, because now the public cannot get, you know, bamboozled out of no money and stuff like that, because that's wild. Like, literally, people was given to that believing that that was that girl. They was like, you know, tell your story. A lot of people feel, I would say, you know, empathetic to this story, because a lot of women have been in a situation similar to this. A lot of people is rooting for these young ladies to, you know, come out on top. And honestly, I'm looking at the situation also, like, I'm looking at the Azri situation too. She ain't coming out talking about that stuff immediately, because people want to have a space to themselves. And so that's how I'm like, okay, this girl haven't been, you know, Joy haven't been on social media in 4 years. And some of y'all even pointed out that they was talking about some artists, I guess music artists, that a person would not really know about, because a lot of these artists, they be on YouTube and stuff like that, and they be popping on the internet. So it's like, how would this person have known about this artist if they wasn't on the social media? And why would somebody just arbitrarily know about Patreon in a tier system and subscriptions unless they, you know, was on social media, YouTube and stuff like that, or another platform that maybe didn't pay the way they wanted to? It's just a lot of stuff that made me think about the situation. And the reason why I think the Patreon was chosen was because money was one. I think the people, whoever did this, wanted to make a quick coin for whatever reason. They wanted to be able to use this girl's story to finesse and come up some type of way without getting her involved. Maybe they knew that she don't really access the internet like that. Maybe they knew that maybe she just don't want to be disloyal to K, and that's why she don't want to you know, make a statement. So, and that's what TK was saying. TK was like, she felt like the family could be upset because every other family got their daughter back, and the girl is still, you know, to herself. And also supposedly another I don't know, movie or series is being done, and maybe they want a storyline to be a part of that. That could be a reason. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, it's just very unfortunate if that's what's going on. Like, I just feel like it's very unfortunate. Like, I'm hoping and praying that that's not what's going on, because if so, that is disgusting, yo. It's just disgusting that somebody would use, you know, this girl's story to try to make a coin. And then, you know, a lot of people is kind of like side-eyeing the parents, like, yo, did y'all do this? And because I've been seeing the comments, and I'm like, I don't know if those people did that, but if that's what happened, that's messed up, yo. That's what I'm gonna say about that. That's messed up. I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's okay. And if that's what happened, I could see why a person wouldn't want to deal with a family that's fame driven. Like, I don't want to get tongue twisted. Fame driven. So if you a person, you went through like a trauma, you don't necessarily want to be all with no cameras in your face and talking. And I feel like if she go home, honey, I feel like that's a possibility. Cameras in her face, trying to figure out how to get, you know, into series and, you know, books and stuff. And I feel like your piece is priceless. So maybe that's why she is where she's at, to work her own situation out. And by this time, you know, 24, you grown. And so she could, you know, start to make her own decisions and make her own coin off her own story, her own testimonial, and her own story. Her story and the rights to it is hers. And I feel like that's why whoever this, you know, this masked individual who decided to do that was lame. But they probably wanted to do it because they wanted to tell her story and benefit off of her story. And they know that the media, they don't want to hear people that is associated. They want to hear from, how they say, the horse's mouth, okay? They want to hear it from her. She is the golden ticket right now. Especially her. Because she is the last girlfriend of Kay. So, man, I just feel like listening to that audio that was played on TK channel, that made me feel like so bad for this girl, yo. I feel like, who can you really trust? Like, if your family is doing this to you, then you was in a situation with a person like Kay, so you go from one extreme to the next, we'll say. one person after one person, and it's like, you gotta feel like, dag, who really loves me for real? And it's just, to me, I'm happy that she's off by herself, because maybe she could have time where the Most High can minister to her, so that she could have the space that she needs to heal, so where she ain't, worrying about the media and people in her face. She could just, get herself together and, grieve her relationship properly. And have things to, have time to sort things out for herself as a grown woman now. You know what I mean? And maybe if whatever she want to do, she could have that, take the power back in her life to make those decisions for herself. Because family or not, honey, sometimes you have to go. If you want to grow, you got to go. And when you see, toxicity like this, you got people putting out singles and jingles, and this is like one of the most, if it was the girl telling her story, you ain't doing no press conference or, asking what was up, and then like hearing that audio with the dad on there talking about she don't need me, she got him, I'ma make my millions. And make your millions off of what? Like, the only person that really, if they wanted to come up off this situation, would be the girl, because the people want to hear from the girl. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just, I feel so bad for this girl, yo. And then the way TK explained it, like, maybe they wanted to start, like, issues between Joy and Kay, because he doesn't trust her, or she wasn't the favorite, so he doesn't trust her, and that would maybe like cause him to, I guess, not fund her, and then that would mean she would be out in the middle of, like, of probably nowhere, off on her own. But the good thing is that she's with somebody, and she could probably get herself together, because honestly, she doesn't even need him to fund anything anymore. Like, whenever she is ready to talk or to tell her story, that girl is a millionaire. She's a millionaire. She could do a book deal, anything. Like, but that's when she's ready to do that. Like, a person in this stage, they're probably not ready to do that. Like, if we're honestly, like, examining this from, like, a psychological perspective, a person is not thinking about no money or, ready to do no interviews fresh out the gate. They like, the person that I love is, in a situation. And I feel like a lot of people in this situation have been affected. Like, I feel bad for a lot of people. I feel bad for Kay's kids and his family. I feel bad for, like, all of the families that were affected by this, the people that were actually affected by this, due to the fact that Kay never got the help he needed. A lot of times in life, you got more people that's your yes men that just supply you with things that lead to your demise. And that's exactly what the enemy do. He'll fund, he'll make things accessible. That's why they say, the path to righteousness is a narrow one, and the path to you doing, to your demise is very broad. So you had, like, a lot of people probably, like, just, pumping up fuel. It be always people there for you on your way to you falling. You feel what I'm saying? It's always people there to cheer you on to do, like, stupid stuff. And then when everything hit the fan, don't nobody be there. So people gotta put their interests first, because that's typically what happens. Like, people are, especially, let's say they know, like, they family member have a problem, but you got like a one friend to be around that always supply them with things. You feel what I'm saying? And then everything, hit the fan, and the person be alone by themselves. Those people that was, you this, you that, you so cool, they're not there anymore. So I just feel bad for like all of these people, yo. Like, I really feel bad. Like, these young women that was affected by this, and then it's just like you got people acting like vultures trying to come up. And I honestly, like, I always told y'all, I believe some of these women, and I feel like some of these people was finessing to capitalize off K. You could clearly hear from a lot of the audio that was, we heard from some of these family members. It's just like they honestly, to me personally, did not necessarily care about they daughters being in I would say in harm's way or in those situations. They cared about getting millions, or they cared about getting a song out of K, or making they daughter a star. That's honestly what I gathered. Like, just hearing different family members talk on audio or getting caught on audio. That's just what my opinion is. I just feel like it's just so unfortunate. Now, that doesn't, people's motives don't negate the fact that K could have been on some most likely on some bugged out type of time, doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing. But I feel like people was willing to turn a blind eye because they feel like they was gonna make millions off of telling maybe their family member's story. And that's just my personal belief. I feel like if that's what happened, this is just really blanked up. Like, this is really a messed up situation. This is really making me have like so much sympathy for these women, because listening to the people that's around them is wild to me. And it's like, people just, do you really have a heart even? Like, I have to ask you that. Like, do you even have a heart? That you just, honestly, I get why people are mad at K, like, I honestly do. But I'm not with people putting no lies on nobody. If somebody is doing them, then they gotta own up to that and be responsible for the things that they've done. But I definitely feel like people be trying to add on to the sauce with this situation. They be trying to add on to the situation, and I feel like we heard those girls say that on Gail. See, it's always one person's story, the other person's story, and the truth is somewhere like in between all of it, like an Oreo is sandwiched right in between. And to me, I believe what them girls were saying. Due to certain audios that we have heard, you got one person like, I'm gonna make my millions, and the girls were saying, like, when the music stuff didn't go how it was supposed to go, things kind of, maybe they kind of felt, and honestly, I believe that some of that, what they were saying, was their genuine feelings. I believe that, Kay was a messed up individual, but I still feel like the girls could have been hurting, emotionally due to stuff that they actually feel. Like, you could see, I don't know why people think that they're that the youth or their kids don't pick up on when they're doing foolishness to them. Like, people pick up stuff, especially kids, they pick up stuff really quickly. Like, you basically, and you see like a lot of like people have issues from stuff that they experienced when they was very young, and when they turn into an adult, they end up with these issues. And you be seeing them like on people's couch, like Ayanla's couch, or Dr. Phil, and they're like, this happened to me, and this is how you made me feel when I was a youth. And then they became an adult with certain, attachment issues, different love style issues and stuff like that. So that's what I got from this whole situation. We got that's not Joy's real Patreon and Instagram page. And it's just unfortunate. Like, it's a lot of suspicious stuff surrounding who could be responsible for that page. But the one thing for sure, we could confirm that it's not Joy's page. So that's just my little 2 cents on this whole situation. I hope y'all enjoyed my commentary on this. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon on the next video. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.